Other paranormal entities. In a previous blog entry entitled Common Paranormal Entities, we discussed the 5 entities that you hear spoken about most frequently included ghosts, poltergeists, spirits, thought forms, and wraiths. However, there are many dozens more, most of them mythological or religion-based creatures. Today, we will review a dozen more familiar paranormal entities that you may have heard of or may hear about at some point when engaged in the paranormal field of study. Angels. They are a construct of the religion known as Christianity and not one of paranormal science. Christians believe that angels are benevolent creatures of a deity that they call God. They are said to have wings and a long robe. An angel is not a term used in the scientific paranormal investigation. Banshee. It's a term originating in Ireland to describe a female paranormal entity that would warn you of imminent death by wailing loudly. It is often used in American vernacular to describe someone screaming. You may hear it used on some paranormal investigation television shows to describe a paranormal scream. Demons. Those are a construct of the religion known as Christianity, just like the angels, and not one of paranormal science. Christians believe that demons are malevolent, evil spirits and are a product of the devil, which is another Christian construct. Demon is a term often used incorrectly by paranormal investigators and ghost hunters in a place of the word malevolent or poltergeist when someone is describing a certain paranormal entity. Demon is not a term used in a scientific paranormal investigation. Doppelganger. That is a term used in American culture to describe someone who looks very similar to someone else. Doppelganger has Germanic origins and translates to American English as double goer. Some people have claimed that a paranormal entity has taken their own form. One explanation of this phenomenon is palinopsia, also known as retinal burn, ghost image, or as an afterimage. If you look at an object and then look in a direction where the ambient light is darker, you can momentarily see what you were previously looking at. For example, look at your cell phone for several seconds and then close your eyes. You'll briefly still see a blurry image of your cell phone after your eyes are closed. In any case pertaining to a doppelganger that I have come across in my career could have been explained by palinopsia after looking into a reflective surface such as a mirror, still water, or a shiny wall or object. Fairies. That is a term that you may hear from once in a great while, usually from someone outside of America when referring to a paranormal entity that seemed to have the ability to move through air. It is not a term generally used in American paranormal investigations. Ghoul. Ghoul is a term that some investigators will use to represent a malevolent spirit or poltergeist. It simply means evil spirit. Guide. This also refers to as a spirit guide or guardian angel, which is a term used when someone describes a paranormal entity that they believe is watching over and protecting them throughout their life. This term originated in Africa, but the term guardian angel is primarily used by people of the Christian faith, and the term spirit guide by those who believe there is a similar figure in their life, but without religious overtones. Imp. Imp is a term used to describe a mischievous fairy. This term is not used often in American paranormal investigations and ghost hunts, however, it is used more often in other countries. Parasitic. Parasitic refers to the entity that is believed to feed off of energy of a human or animal. Phantom. Phantom is another word for ghost that is not used often in America, but is more frequently used in other countries. Shadow people. They are also spoken of in the single tense as shadow person. This is an entity that resembles a shadow instead of an apparition or manifestation. These are typically caused by an optical illusion through peripheral vision. Some mind-altering recreational drugs can cause someone to see shadow people. Severe sleep deprivation can cause someone to see them as well. Anxiety, which is known to have perception-altering effects, can cause someone to see what they believe to be a shadow person. A shadow person is often given a representation as a negative entity on paranormal television shows, often lurking in corners or visiting sick people or those close to death. Spectre. Spectre is a term of French origin and means ghost. You will hear it used more often in France and surrounding countries. You will not hear it too often in the paranormal investigation field in America. Sprite. That is another term for fairy. It is also used to describe a faint flash of light seen above thunderstorms by aircraft pilots. It is caused by the collision of high-energy electrons with air molecules. Some paranormal investigators and ghost hunters have reported seeing similar phenomena near ground level. Tulpa. That is a paranormal entity that is created through mental or spiritual abilities. It is typically an intelligent entity similar to a spirit that is sentient. When someone has an imaginary friend that they believe with all their heart is real and eventually becomes a paranormal entity, is one method on how this could occur. It is believed people who are able to reach a deep meditative state are able to create a tulpa using their own energies. In my research, I have found dozens of other terms that are used to describe paranormal entities. However, they were of mythological or religious origin and not typically spoken of by paranormal investigators or ghost hunters. Please visit us online at www.mwvspirit.com, where you can find our social media sites and blog. Thank you for listening to the Mount Washington Valley Spirit Podcast, where we don't like to be normal, we like to be paranormal.